Good morning, students. Today we're going to do the listening exercise on our page 31. This is the last page of our unit 3, the last exercises that we are going to do. Next class we're going to start our unit 4. So, in our listening, we are going to talk about personal description. All right? But before, I want to do with you the exercise 1. I want to read these sentences with you. How do you think the people identify themselves? How do you think these people identify themselves? So probably these girls identify themselves as Irish, or they like the Irish culture. This one, she identifies herself as a nurse. She's a nurse. This man identifies himself as a grandfather, family member, and sport team. They identify themselves with this sport team. I don't know which team is it. In what other ways do people identify themselves? So we can identify ourselves with a culture, a job, a family member, sport, some places that we like to go, food. Yeah? And tell me, how do you identify yourself? Think about if you have to describe yourself. How could you describe you and the things that you like, things that you identify? Okay. Now, let's do our exercise 2. You are going to listen to someone talking about how people identify themselves. Listen and make notes on what the speaker says. Are there any ideas you didn't consider in exercise 1? So in exercise 1, we think about a national holiday, St. Patrick's, Irish culture. Second one, we related with a nurse. Third, family. And the fourth, sport team. Let's check.
If someone asked you how you identify yourself, what would you reply? How do you define yourself? Your answer to this question may change depending on who you are with and where you are. If you are in a foreign country, you may start by giving your nationality, although some people think that giving the name of the city they come from is more important than saying what their nationality is. I'm from New York, rather than I'm from the USA, for example. After that, many people identify themselves through a group they belong to. This is a wide-ranging field. Groups can refer to your religious beliefs or the sports team that you support. Other people may answer the question by referring to the role they play, their position in the family. I'm a mother, or I'm a son, for example, or via their job. I'm a teacher, or I'm a taxi driver. There are those who may identify themselves by a particular interest they have, so an athlete or an artist, for example.
Okay, nice. So they give us some examples of ideas that people identify themselves. So national, city, yeah, sometimes we're not going to use our country, we are going to say the city that we came from. Profession, family, whole group of people. This is nice. Yeah, so if you belong to a group of people, probably you are going to identify yourself with them. Could be religion, culture, music, any group. Okay? Nice. Number 3. Now you are going to listen to interviews with 3 people describing themselves without referring to their nationality, work, or family. Discuss the question. If someone asks you to describe yourself without referring to nationality, work, and family, how would you answer? So you cannot use information about your country, your nationality, work, and family. How would you describe yourself? How could you describe yourself? Think about it. Is it easier or more difficult to describe yourself if you exclude this information? So if you can't not talk about your nationality, work, and family, is it easier for you to describe yourself or difficult? Let's start. Let's listen. Okay.
But does your nationality, or what you do for a living, define what kind of person you are? Are all Italians the same? Are all teachers or taxi drivers cut from the same cloth? Probably not. If you really want to define yourself as an individual, you have to talk about aspects of your character and personality. When you ask people to do this, you find lots of differences in the way they respond. Some people are extremely modest about themselves, while others like to blow their own trumpet. Some people talk about the person they consider themselves to be now, whereas others concentrate on the kind of person they would like to be. We interviewed several people and asked them to define themselves without referring to their nationality, family, or work. Here are some examples of what they said.
My name is Gary, and I'm not allowed to talk about work. Right, so how would I describe myself? I'm nothing special, really. I'm quite well organised. I'm reasonably polite. I try to be honest with people. I'm not a bad cook. I like being with people, but not too many at the same time. To be honest, I'm a bit awkward in social situations. I prefer quiet evenings at home. I love hanging out with friends on social media. I think I'm more confident and amusing when I'm chatting with someone online. I'm no great shakes in a face-to-face encounter.
Hi, I'm Melissa. I'm hardworking, I'm very enthusiastic about whatever I do, I'm extremely ambitious and I love a challenge. I put 100% into everything I do, work or play. I'm incredibly reliable and absolutely dedicated to my work. Regarding my free time, I always make the most of it. I'm extremely gregarious and love spending time with friends. I socialise a lot. I'm out most weekends and often once or twice during the week too.
Hello, I'm Catherine and I'm from South Africa. What can I say about myself? Well, I'm only 17, so I haven't really achieved much yet. I'm quite enthusiastic about things that I'm interested in. I love animals, so I'd like to work with them someday. I don't think I'm bright enough to be a vet, but maybe I could be a vet's assistant or something. What else? Well, my teachers tell me that I'm quite creative, imaginative. Oh, and I love poetry. I think I'm quite reliable. I always remember people's birthdays anyway. Not sure what else I can say about myself.
Okay. Great. So if you have to describe yourself without giving information about nationality, country, and work, family, you are going to describe your personality. Yes? How could you describe your personality? I'm 100% reliable. I really dedicated to my work. I'm well organized. I am an honest person. All right? So think about yourself. Nice. Now that we have already listened, I want to check with you our exercise 4. Gary is gregarious. Melissa is modest. Remember that you should underline the wrong one. Gary is not gregarious. Melissa is not modest. And Catherine is not solitary. That's it. Incorrect. If you think about correct, you're going to say that Melissa is sociable, that Gary is honest, well organized, Catherine is reliable, and all the other adjectives that we have already studied. The adjectives that are here, they are the correct description for each person. Good. Now, exercise 5. Match the two parts of the sentences, then listen and check. If you really want to define yourself as individual, how can I match? You have to talk about aspects of your character and personality. If you want, you can use physical description. Some people are extremely modest about themselves, while others like to blow their own trumpet. Blow their own trumpet. Do you know what is the meaning of this expression? Is talk proudly about themselves, like talk a lot about their achievements. We use se gabar, yes, in Portuguese. I try to be honest with people. Regarding my free time, I always make the most of it. I'm quite enthusiastic about things that I'm interested in. I'm not going to put the listening again to check. We have already done it together. Okay? And the exercise 6. We have some expressions. The first one, cut from the same cloth, is like be very similar. We use in Portuguese farinha do mesmo saco. They use in English cut from the same cloth. Blow your own trumpet is like is the opposite of modest. Yes, it's a person that likes to talk about a lot about their achievements. I don't know if in Portuguese we have an expression similar to this. I think it's gavar. Gavar is a word that we can use. Not great shakes. Not great shakes is not very impressive. Basic. Normal. Alright? That's it for today. Next class we're going to start our unit 4. Thanks for the lesson. Bye bye. Have a nice day.